All right. And we're live.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Welcome.
Glad to have you here. Happy Friday night, people. Hope you had a good week.
Yes. What y'all got?
All right.
Can we join?
Right. Look, Atlanta look like it's about to start raining in a minute. So,
Raining. It's storming.
Look, it hasn't stormed over here just yet. We heard the thunder, but I haven't had no rain yet. So we're going to see, friend.
It's already started. Hey, Wanda.
Hey. I'm trying to be able to make sure I see the chat. So let me make sure I can see everything. And then we're going to go ahead and get started in a few minutes, guys. You know how we do. We let everybody get a few minutes before we kick it off.
Right. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mama Wanda. How you doing?
Right. Hey, Iris from New York City. Already started. Hey, Juan. I'm just trying to get everything organized in my life because these days we can't be too sure.
Okay. All right. So I have the comment section going. So everything is right.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So yes, that means everybody, if you have questions and you didn't put them under the post in BISG or on Instagram, that's fine. You can put them right here on the live stream feed. Okay. And we will answer them. Trish, what you saying?
Huh?
No, I thought you were saying something.
Oh.
Okay. So we got 1 minute. You ready to kick it off, Trish?
I'm Reds. I'm always Reds.
Okay. All right. Happy Friday again, guys. Thanks for checking in, tuning into the channel. I am Taja, the Mindset Coach.
And I am Trish, the Budgeted Financial Guru.
And together we make up Achieve Her Investment. So again, welcome. We're glad to have you. And we're so excited about this call because it's the first time we're going to do just a live. So there's no real presentation. We're just going to answer some of the questions that you give on a regular basis. And if, like we said, if you have any other questions, you can just put them in a live chat and we'll go ahead and answer them for you. Okay. So we're going to start off with some that we get very often. Hey, Veronica, how you doing? Yes, you made it, girl. You made it.
Yes. So we'll start off with like some of just like the basic, I guess, investing questions that we get. One of the most common is why? Like, why should I do this? Why should I invest my money into stocks? Right. And the reason behind that is growth. That's it. The huge growth potential that stocks can give alone is why you should do it. You're investing for your future. You're investing for your children's futures. I mean, there's not much outside of that for your future.
Right. And even for the right now, right? It could be sometimes people using trading options to make income, right? Swing trading to make income. So it doesn't necessarily have to be for the future. It could be for right now. If you're trying to pay down debt, if you are a vacation junkie, like my friend over here, if you like to shop, I mean, whatever the reason may be, right? There's endless things you can do with money, but the investing portion does not have to. Well, investing is that, right? Investing, that's what I guess Trish was saying, that investing is future. But when you trade options, you're more of a trader instead of an investor, right? I know that might be a question too. What's the difference? We can get to that. But that's what you'll be doing, is to take it for profit, right? For now, for income.
Right. Okay. Another frequent question is, which company should I invest in? Or how do I know what kind of stocks to invest in? Or which company should I trade options in? And we always encourage you to invest in stocks or invest in companies that you're interested in. Do not, trade options if you wouldn't buy the stock. As simple as that. I am a tech head, so I am into things like Apple, Tesla, your Neos, things like that. So, I mean, it can be a sector or an industry that you invest in, or it can just be companies. You like shoes, invest in Nikes, invest in Adidas.
Right.
You like shopping, invest in Simon Property Group or Target or Walmart. So it really depends on what you're interested in, because I feel like if you're not interested in that company, you're less likely to do your research in order to find out things about that company or to figure out its movements and things like that.
True. And then sometimes you could just be, I'm trying to figure out a way to say this, but like when they say fear of missing out, or like YOLO, you only live once. That's what you do on those AMC plays, GameStop play. So where there's money to be made, I say make your coins, friend, but be very mindful of that research that she's talking about. Like that, just because you trade options in a company does not mean that you wish to own shares in them, right? That you see a real future in them. So money is to be made. And then long-term goals are, for you to plan accordingly and to do your research, do your due diligence, and then stick with those companies like she's talking about, the tech sector. You have the blue chip stocks. I mean, there's a ton of great companies, but some of them, like the ones I mentioned, you just get your coin where you fit in, and that's it. And then you take those profits and invest in the real stuff.
Okay. And I don't know why I'm leaning more towards stocks right now. I don't know why. We'll get into options.
That's okay.
So another one is, how long should I hold on to a stock? So if you are an investor, you're looking to hold on to that stock long term. When I say long term, I mean 5 years and more. Yeah. And honestly, I can't tell you how long to hold on to it. But for me, as an investor, I'm holding on to my stock long term. Now, there are some stocks that I swing trade, which typically you buy low, sell high.
Right.
Those, I always have a price target in mind, and I set that price target before even going into it. So there are stocks like that, but any of my long-term stocks, I'm holding on to those for dear life, for the rest of my life, for the rest of my children's life.
But that's the key too. I just want to make up that point, even though you're talking about stocks right now, is for option trading. Because I know that was one of the questions. So I just want to go ahead and knock it out the park right now. Okay. When you are looking to sell, right? Because that's one of the most common, right? Probably the top 5 questions we get is when to sell. I'm not going to answer that right now. I'm going to answer this portion of what she's talking about as far as setting your target. Okay. So the same way you would set when you enter a trade, you need to set when you exit the trade. This is the way you can limit your emotions out of it, right? Because if you decide on that number as far as that exact percentage amount, like I'm out at 50%, my target is 150%, or I need $100 from this trade profit. I want 150 profit, $1,000 profit. Then when you hit that, you're out of there.
Right.
You're not worried about what else is going to happen. Oh, is it really going to hit my strike price or whatever the case? You're looking for that target out. That is the key, right? Because we get a lot of questions that ask that. How do you know when to sell? I don't know what that is for you. Trish doesn't know what that is for you. You have to set that, right? Because it's what you're willing to take from that. And then also, in reverse to that question is you when you need to sell because you're losing. So now you need to mitigate those risks, right? You need to figure out, do you want your whole investment to go? Or do you see that it could turn around? And that happens, right? Companies like AMC, they're all over the place. Neo can take you from A to Z really quickly. Tesla can take you from A to Z really quickly. People saw how Apple was going up. What was that, last week or 2 weeks ago? And now it's down, right?
Because they were like, but yeah.
Right. And now they're like moving sideways like a Ford, right? So at the end of the day, you have to, as a trader, you have to take those things into consideration. Like, do you know what kind of stock you're playing with? Are you going to let your investment go down to the bottom hill because you feel like it's going to bounce right back up? It has that, but what does it need to do that? Do we know? Anyone know what we need? I talk about time. It's one of my favorite things. It's in the stats to give you a clue. What you need. If you don't know, what you need is implied volatility, right? You need that thing to be moving, to do that. Otherwise, you just need to go ahead and mitigate your risk and get out of there, right? So you could say, Trish, what's your number? If you lose how much? What percentage? What were you at? What is it?
20%.
That's what I was going to say. That's what it, and I'm not saying that's what it should be. It depends on you, right? You could be real risky, like, I'm willing to take out 30%, 50%, or whatever that number is. And that's what you need to set for yourself on each trade. It's what you're willing to lose, right? And then I'm out. If it hits here, I'm out. Because remember, you can always buy back in. And then when I profit here, I'm out. I'm going to take my money and then I'm going to go play some more. That's what you have to remember. Don't hold and be greedy and then you get messed around and holding the bag. Now you're just out, right? It happens. It does, people. So those are two questions I want to knock out while you're talking about that, Trish. Yeah. So you can go see your next one.
All right. Let's see. My next one was the prices. Why do stock prices move so much? So the way the stock market works, it's all supply and demand. So that's what moves the stock up and down. That's why it moves. People are constantly buying and selling. So the more people buy, the higher that stock price is going to be. The more people sell, it's going to go down.
Correct.
And you shouldn't panic. You shouldn't panic, especially if you're holding on to a stock for long term. It's gonna fluctuate constantly, constantly fluctuate. But for the most part, most stocks are moving in an upward direction. You just have to pay attention to the trends. You have to pay attention to the charts, and that'll kind of give you a gauge of the direction that a company is moving in. You just have to pay attention to that. Hey, Shell. I'm sorry. That was so random, but I just thought you should say So those are some of the most commonly asked questions that we get on stocks. Taj, I know you were going to cover options. What you got for them?
Okay. Are you ready to get into like some screen shares? Because I think maybe it'll be helpful for them if they can see some of these answers to the questions. So the first one I want to talk about is how to enable options. Right? We got a lot of new people, and they want to learn how to start trading options, but they don't know how to even start, right? How to enable those options on their account. So they have a platform, but how do you start with options? Because that's not something that you're automatically given.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So for those of you who don't know, Taj uses more platforms than me, but I use Robinhood when I'm trading options. So the examples that we are going to be showing you tonight, the screen shares that you're going to see tonight, are going to be Robinhood examples. But usually it's pretty much the same type of thing that you'll see in other platforms. It's just that we use Robinhood for trading options, and we recommend using Robinhood for trading options because it's user friendly, it's beginner friendly, it's so easy to navigate. A lot of people say a lot of things about Robinhood, but it works for us, so
it does.
Okay, so let me go ahead and share my phone screen because most people use their cell phones, so that's what you'll see. Give me just a second.
Sorry guys, I'm on here. I'm just seeing if there are any more questions in the group chat and things like that.
All right, so hopefully you guys are able to see my screen. Okay, so this is just the home page of Robinhood. That's how it starts. So when you are enabling options, at the bottom right, it's a little person. You just click on that little person, it'll bring you to this screen here. You want to go to investing. From here, you'll scroll and it says options trading. Right now, I am at a level 3, but typically where it says option settings, it'll say enable option. So that's how you would do it. And it'll take you through a questionnaire that you have to answer. And depending on how you answer that questionnaire, it will enable your options. Okay. Nice and easy. So I'll go over it again just in case. Hit the little person. You want to go to investing.
Yep.
Scroll down to where you see options trading. And it'll say enable options.
Yep. And then you already said how they answer the few questions, right? Mm-hmm. And then if you don't get approved to have them enabled, then you just go ahead and answer them again. So it's not like a one-time try and you're out. Nope, you just keep doing it.
All right. What was your next one?
Okay. Okay. So let's look. Do you have a current option open right now?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to get to it, I want to show them how to select an option. People say, how do you even buy an option?
Oh, so how to buy it. Mm-hmm. So you choose the company you want. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to click on SPY since it's right there.
Yep.
Okay. This is the ETF. I actually have been loving it. So.
Right. Look, so, Kiana was in BISG talking about them today. I'm like, yes, everybody is loving SPY right now.
Right, because how they reached a new 52-week high today, and I'm just like,
we always love that. We always love that.
Right, their new 52-week high is 440, and I'm just blown. Okay.
Right. Right.
So,
all right.
When you're on this screen, at the bottom right where you see trade, you just click on that. If you have options enabled, you'll see it where it says trade options. If you don't, it'll only give you the option to buy, which means that you're buying the stock. Okay. So you hit trade options. At the top, these are your expiration dates. So you just want to choose your expiration date. We'll go to the 26th.
And you can keep scrolling. So when you see us and hear us say, go out as far as possible, you can roll that thing until you see the farthest date that you would like.
Yes. And for SPY, currently it's December 15, 2023. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
all right.
You choose your expiration date. Mm-hmm. And these are your different options. Okay. So let's just choose one. We'll go with the $440 call. So you just
when she's selecting at 440, just so you guys know, that's the strike price. Okay. So would you give me like some basics on these questions? If you want to know more of what these things are, our other video on how to trade options on a budget, this is where we break down what those things are, like the strike price, premium price. I just want you to be able to identify what we're talking about right now. So 440, she's selecting that one. That is the strike price. That 99 cents, that's the premium price. So that's how much it's going to cost her to get this contract. And everything is in cents. So you multiply everything times 100 because one contract equals 100 shares. So you multiply everything times 100. So it will cost her $99 to buy this contract.
Right.
So, yep, she's going to show you how you buy it.
At the bottom, you want to hit continue and it'll bring you to this page. So in order to, I guess, in order to like see the stats and everything, you want to click on the contract that you're in and it'll bring up the stats for you. Okay, so this will tell you everything that you know about the stats of this contract. Okay, so that's how you see that. And you want to hit review. It'll bring you this page to this page. This is another way you can go in and you can see the stats. This is where you want to select how many contracts you want to buy. If you want to set a limit, limit price, you can do that on this page as well. But we don't typically go higher, but I'm just giving you an example of how you can do that.
Oh, okay, hey, Eric, what's up? Eric, I'm sorry, he's asking what stock are we on? This is SPY. So we're just showing how you buy a option contract right now.
Yeah, this is just an example. So, all right. So, and you have to have buying power in your account in order to get to the next screen. So I'm only going to do one, and then I'm going to review this contract. Look, we just going.
Hey, Nina girl.
Okay, so then it'll bring you to this page,
right,
where you're able to kind of just like review everything before you place your order. And then you just swipe up. I'm not going to swipe up because I don't want it to. It's not going to execute because the market is closed. But
right, yeah, you'd have to just hurry up and cancel it. You can. There you go.
So this is what will show up once it's executed.
And it's also telling her when it would, when this will be put through, and if it doesn't, when it would expire, which is going to be the end of market day on Monday, unless she put different terms in. So that's essentially how you would buy a contract, right? And if you wanted more, you'd buy more contracts. Right. So go back in there. We'll go ahead and cancel that, Trish. And then if you ever need to do that, see, you go right in here, you can cancel the order. So if you made a real look, if you did then you go ahead and take it back and cancel it especially in market hours. You gotta do it quick because, like you say, you got people on opposite sides, right, who want it and they will buy it and then you're out. So you just have to be quick if you make a mistake. So on that same one, Trish, go back in there. Ishelle wants to know, how do you set the stop loss?
Oh. So there's a little cogwheel at the top right. You just click on there and where it says stop price.
That's what you hit.
And then you can just put it in right here.
And it will automatically turn to a market order when that happens, and it will sell. Also, Veronica is saying, do you recall when you were doing this buy, when you were showing how to buy it, that it said something about day trading? She said the screen said something about day trading, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't read the whole message.
Oh, okay. But yeah, well, sometimes go ahead, Trish. I'll let you say it.
So typically, if you on Robinhood, you are only allowed 3 day trades in a 1 week trading period. Otherwise, you're flagged as a pattern day trader. They'll lock your account all of a sudden. they'll tell you like you have to have at least $25,000 in your account, all this other stuff. So I think the message was saying that I had one of 4 day trading. But on the 4th one, you're locked out. So you only get 3.
Right.
So I don't know.
And they hold you for 90 days.
Right. You in Robin Hood prison.
So right, Wanda, Robin Hood prison. Wanda, exactly. So it's just a day trade info note, pretty much. It just cautions you. Once you have completed one, it'll let you know before you do another one, so you're aware, right? Because sometimes, like we said, we do not promote day trading, especially for beginners. That's why we focus mainly on beginners. So we do not promote it for beginners. However, sometimes a trade happens that way, right? Like if you got into SPY yesterday or Wednesday, and by Wednesday afternoon, they were skyrocketing, you're going to sell, right? You don't need to hold it because you're panicked about a day trade. No, get my money. I need my money now. Like the commercial say, right? Need my money now. So they'll notify you that you did a day trade. So it's just to let you know where you are before you have a hold on your account. And remember, that's just with Robinhood. Okay. And then for the stop loss, I'm glad you got it, Eshell. Every platform looks different, right? So on Robinhood, like that cogwheel is up at the top. In E-Trade, it looks different. You have to put all the terms in for E-Trade. Webull would be the same. TD Ameritrade would be the same. So just keep that in mind, right? The platforms are different, but they are all, trying to think of what it said. You can do all of these features on them, right? You can set up stop loss to mitigate your losses. Let me pull up. Did I send you? You have a picture of a contract? So it could be any of them that I've sent you, or that you have any. So we can just show, because I wanted to. Another popular question was, what's the difference between? I can't talk today. I'm sorry, guys. So sorry. What's the difference between total loss? I mean, not total loss. Today's return and total return, and which do you focus on?
Today. Okay. All right. Yep. I got one.
We're going to show you this, guys.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. I'm like, why is it letting me connect? I love technology. Okay. Are you guys okay? So it's back up. So
it's tiny. Are you able to make it bigger?
No.
Okay.
Nope, that's all. That's the least I can make it. Oh, yes, I can. I can zoom in. Where do you want me to zoom?
Look at that. Look at that. Boom, boom. Zoom some more. Because we only need the top part of it. We don't need the stats or anything. There we go. That's what we like. Oh, you got some money. We made some money. Okay.
It was just a little bit.
Okay. So this is perfect because all of the other questions that I get are on this contract. So, I mean, every contract. But let's talk about it. Okay. So people want to know what's the difference between today's return and total return, and what do you focus on?
All right. So I was trying to pull out my annotate tool so that I can draw on it.
I love it. Even go ahead. Yes, let's give this in detail right here.
Let's see. Okay. So I have my little pointer tool. Tosh, can you see my pointer tool? Can you see it?
Yes, I can, friend. Mm-hmm. Yes, I can.
I just want to make sure. Okay. So this here is today's return. This is how it performed that day. So your today's return can be positive and your total return can still be negative. So you don't want to pay.
Because the number resets. Tell them how it resets. The total return resets every market day.
Yes. So that's just your return for that day. Okay. When you're looking at your return, you want to look at the total return because this is your profit. We want to look at the profit. So my total return was $1,273. This is what I'm putting in my pocket, plus what I invested.
Right. Okay. So before you get to that, okay, go ahead.
Okay. This is my profit off of the contract.
Yes. So total return, in other words, is what we focus on, right? When you are trying to figure out how much money you're making or your profit, however you want to word it, that's the focus point, total return. We don't care what today's return is because, like she said, today could have been doing great, but if you were down from yesterday $3,000, you're happy to see it today is going 1,000, but you're still in the hole. That's when some people are asking the question, like, why is my contract still in the red if the stock is going up? That's because you took a pretty good beating the day or 2 days before. So you're not profitable yet, even though your today's return may be great. Okay. The same is true in the opposite. Like we just said, let's use SPY again. SPY could have, let's just say they were going down for today, right? But Wednesday and Thursday, they were doing great. Okay. So your total return can still be good and positive, but today's return is taking a hit a little bit, but you're not losing. You know what I mean? You're still profitable. So you lost some money because the today's run wasn't going well, but you're still profitable. Okay. So it works both ways. All right. So still looking at the same contracts, we want to get into what does equity mean?
All right. So the equity is your total return plus your initial investment.
Okay. So we got that. Go ahead.
Or it's the current price of the contract. So it's both meanings are very accurate. But if you just want to break down what's included in that equity, that's what it is. It's my total return plus the average cost, which is the cost that I paid for the contract.
That was the next question. So perfect that you went ahead and said that already. So again, average cost, that is how much she paid for that contract, right? And remember, you multiply everything times 100.
So yeah.
Okay.
So for this one, I paid $960.
What'd you say, friend? What'd you say? They didn't hear you. Sound like you need some water. You need some water?
Yeah, my throat is a little dry. But my total return, I'll take it. Okay.
That's right. You better take it. You better take it. But no, this is what you can risk, right? When you're in a high performing, high implied volatility stock, game changer that she really does believe in, right? But this is Amazon. Okay. You can take a swing at Amazon like this once you've done your research, or any of its other big hitters like this as well. And then also you can buy things, out the money and get a lot of contracts and still do the same, right? Out the money. We're talking about Amazon, friend. Okay. Right. Okay, so this pulls me to the. Go ahead, Trish, because I'll tell you what the next question after you go ahead.
About average cost. So another reason why it's called average cost and not just cost is because if you decide that you want to average down on a contract, then it'll average it. So for this one, I paid $965, and let's just say it dropped to $460. It'll give you the average between those two. So that's why it's called the average price as well.
Okay. Good point. Good point. Okay. So now that you have your 1273, friend, how do my friends get this money in their bank account?
Let me show you.
Because we need to know how we get this money into the account if we are deciding to pay down our debt or whatever the case may be. I need to know how I'm gonna get this money up in my Navy Fed.
Okay. So you gotta sell it. How do you do that? Well, first, yeah, let's go over that first. How to sell a contract. Let's do that first. Okay.
Yes, we did that one.
No, I just did how to buy.
Oh, you're right. Because I said we're gonna do how to sell later. You're right. That's perfect. How to sell, and then how you get the money to your account. And then not Nina, Ishelle, girl, we're gonna get to you on that question because she said, "What made you take this option instead of another?" Let me just help you out real quick with that, Ishelle, because it was Amazon. Trish don't ever need a reason to take a contract on Amazon.
No, I think
look, she do her research slightly. No, I'm just kidding. But she loves them, and she was preparing for a big move. And I mean, with them, if you know, right? Like I said, that's why I'm glad that you're having this question while Trish, you're getting ready, is because people always ask, what company should I do an option in? And the real answer is anybody, because you can make money with anybody. But we always say stick to the people that you already have either in your watch list or you already own, because you're familiar with how they move. Trish is very familiar with Amazon moving $30 to $90 to $120 per day in either direction. So when you have, again, which you guys know is my friend, right? That's called implied volatility. Those are great indicators. So, okay, look, Ishelle, like enough said. You got exactly right. You can take a swing because as long as you pick what far out the money, right? So out the money, you get the cheapest one you can find that has great stats. Don't just say cheapest, but with good stats, right? And that implied volatility. You cannot forget that. When you get out the money contracts, they must have implied volatility, which you're going to have when you're messing with Amazon. But back to the point is, you get the out the money contracts, and then you need an expiration date that's a little further out. So you give Amazon time to do what it needs to do. Because don't be fooled. Tell them, Trish, you had some swings with Amazon, right? She was screaming at the phone some days, but then they made their way back. And when they made it back, she got out of there because she had her targets.
Right.
So that's just for, everyone else to know. You need those companies that have big swings. But just like we said, take the emotions out of it by setting your target entries and target exits.
Right. I'm sorry, I took the question a little differently.
Oh, well, and look, take it your way. I think I connected with Ishelle, but you say what you say.
No, I think you did. I think she got it. But just for those who are wondering, the way I took it was like, how did I choose that strike price versus any other strike price that you have the ability of choosing? So I'm not sure about this contract in particular, but when I am looking at contracts, I pay attention outside of paying attention to their movement and picking the company, when I actually go in to pick my strike price to know which contract I'm going to buy. The stats, that's what helps me, is the stats. So I'm looking at the open interest. I'm looking at the volume. I'm looking at the implied volatility. I'm looking at all of that when choosing that contract. That's probably not what she was asking, Michelle, but that's how I took it. So I just wanted to answer.
No, but I think that was a great observation, because I would never thought about that, Trish. So I like that you said that, because that could have been part of her answer. I mean, her question. So that's great. Hey, cousin Trav, what's up, man? Right. Okay, so now we're on to how to sell this contract and then how to get that money in the bank account.
Right. So how to sell the contract. So this is the contract. This is what it'll look like when it's yours. Okay. So right now I'm down $3. My heart is broken because I don't like broken. So when you're selling, it's pretty much the same thing as buying. Pretty much everything will look the same. So trade, and so now you see the option for sell. You have to be in the contract in order to sell it. Okay. So so you want to hit sell, and it'll bring up that same screen that we saw when we were buying. So the same thing applies. how many contracts you're selling.
Mm-hmm.
You can enter a limit price if you want to. But if you want to get out of it right now, you have to enter that bid price. You have to enter that bid. Okay. So got that. Review. Same thing. You just want to swipe up and I'll just go ahead and do it. Bam. It's not going to execute. The market is closed. It can't execute. So it's in the queue. Okay.
And if you missed earlier, she's going to show you how you cancel that. If it was an error, like, oh no, I didn't mean to do that, you just go in and you cancel the order.
Have to do, you go into the stocks page. So at the top right where it says view Apple, you're going to click on that. It'll list your upcoming activity. Click on that and just hit cancel.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually there we go. Like eventually it'll cancel. Here we go. All right.
And then also, what did I want to say? Oh, so when she said, how many did you want to sell back? That's because if you have, like for this one, she has 3 contracts. She can decide if she just wants to sell one back and let the other 2 hold because she has a, far out expiration date, or however she wants to play it. So that's also what you can do, right? Leveraging, having multiple contracts gives you the ability to leverage if you have a decent expiration date.
Yes, because a lot of times when I have multiple contracts, I'll sell 1 or 2 and I'll keep the other one just to see what'll happen. Sometimes it'll be in my favor, sometimes it's not. But typically at that point, I'm playing with house money. Like I've already gotten all my money back plus profit. This is just like play. That's
right.
It.
Some extra, some extra coins. And good, Ishelle, so, I'm glad go ahead, Ishelle said she was actually asking both. So good that you let her, you filled her piece right there.
Yes, we got you, girl.
So wait a minute. Wanda's saying, what happens when the call is canceled?
It just means that it's not going to execute. You're opting out of buying or selling that contract. So it just won't. It just won't. Okay.
Right. So if you selected something and no one bought it, it will just cancel out at the end of the market day. Right. So if like the order she went to go buy, it says if this does not execute, it will cancel, Monday at 4 p.m. So that's what it means. So nothing happened. So that means that the money that you were putting towards that purchase, it will just go back into your buying power.
Right.
All right. Okay. So show them how you get these coins into that bank account.
So how you do that is you where it says buying power. Oh, wait, nope, that's not how you do it. That's how you deposit money. Let's try that again. Okay.
Well, that's probably a good question, but whatever.
So you want to click on the little person at the bottom right corner. It'll bring you to this page. You hit transfers. And you want to click on transfer money to your bank. That money has to be settled. Like it has to be in your account, in your buying power, in order for you to transfer it to your account. So it'll tell you how much you have available to transfer out. So right now I have 250. Gosh, we're so transparent. I love it. So right now I have $254 that I can transfer into my bank account. So you just enter how much you want to transfer, review, and then just submit it. And it'll subtract whatever amount you're transferring. It'll subtract that from your buying power.
And it usually takes a standard amount of business days to get into your bank account. So that's it. That's exactly how you would get your money. So the minute that you become profitable and you sell it back, and it's in your buying power, you can get ready to trade your money. Okay. What was I going to say? Wanda, okay, she says, but why didn't they buy it? Because it's several reasons, but the main reason is because maybe the stock was moving, at a fast pace, and the numbers you put in weren't attractive to the person buying it. That's the only reason, right? Because remember, everybody wants the best deal. And some people will hold until they get that number. And it could be 1 penny, but they don't want to pay a penny more or a penny less. So that's what it is. So when your trade doesn't trigger, that's essentially what it is. And you'll almost know, because with most in most cases, you see how Trish was getting a notification right up top immediately. Oh, it canceled. If nothing comes up, that means they're holding, right? Because it's a very quick indication. It executed, it went through, or it tells you immediately. So when you don't get that, go ahead, Trish.
Oh, I was going to say another way to know if it's executed. That screen that we were on that said that my order was queued. Typically, when you're buying your contract, it'll say 1 of 1, or sometimes it'll say 0 of 1 have been bought. So if it says 0 of 1, that means that nobody accepted your price and to try to replace it again. So you have the option of either just canceling it or canceling and replacing. So yeah, sorry, go ahead, Tosh. I just wanted to put that.
No, that was really it. I'm trying to look at my notes to see if anybody had anything else, but I feel like we covered all the questions I saw on the chat. And then all the ones that I know we commonly get. I'm trying to think, was there anything else? Did anyone in the chat have any other questions that you want to know about option trading? This is for beginner guys. This is for you. So what is it that maybe you're not so clear about that we could possibly help?
Yes. Any pressing questions, let us know. Because we are here to answer them. That's what this is all about, right?
And for all of you that are in the class tomorrow, we're excited. We're going to see you guys at 6 p.m. Y'all better get ready.
We are so excited.
Yes, guys. So yes, there will be tons of time for you to ask more questions. But yes, we definitely want to get some of the questions out here because, it's always great on these platforms that are free and open to everyone so they can, get an understanding, because the best part is to be able to make money right from a live video, right? To take this information and start applying it. And we have people that do that off of, our back in the day Zoom calls to now on the YouTube channel, right? Taking information and applying it, turning it into profits. So however we can help.
Yes.
Hey, Trisha, how are you?
Hello.
Will you have anything else, Trish? Because I don't see any more questions.
No, I put my stock questions out there. We got that.
I'm trying to think real quick. What else do we get? Because we always get that. Let me think for a second, guys, before we call it a night. I know it's Friday. Like, everybody wants to hang out or just relax, right? It's been a long day. Hold on. Let me think if I think of another one. No, that's really it. So apart from taking your profits and putting them in your bank account, all right, we always talk about how we use our profits to then go buy stocks that we really want, either that pay dividends or a good growth account or stock or for a swing trade. So for Trisha's account, like you saw, that is just where she does her option trades at, right? Everything else gets pulled out and moved into, I think, what do you do? We do E-Trade for our main our long-term stocks holds. And then, we have other accounts for swing trading or dividend plays. So, that was just for option trading and, what's been moved out and things like that. So there are so many ways. Hey, Bryson, what's up? There are so many ways to, play the game. So that's what we want you to know. So you have the ability to take your profits, pay down debt, go on trips, shop, whatever your thing is,
right?
We don't care. Just look, right? Work that thing, because like we always say,
taxes.
Yes. Yeah. Look, say it again. What you say, friend?
Save 10% for taxes because they're gonna tax you.
That's right. What was I gonna say? Yeah, our point is just that look, the money is for everybody, and it's just good to have. So it's good to have extra coins. I see it. I was gonna say it in a minute, but go ahead, Trish.
How do you know if a premium is too high? So there are different ways to gauge a premium. Robinhood, unfortunately, doesn't have the best resources when it comes to looking at like the history of an options contract. I believe it shows like the high and the low of that day. So that's all pretty much before buying an options contract. I think that's all you can see on Robinhood. But on other platforms, I know on E-Trade, you can go on there and you can see the history of that options contract, the price, the premium prices that options contract has been. So that's one way you can do it on E-Trade. You can also do it, or you can also know if that percentage is really high on that contract. It kind of tells you that, oh, wait, this is it's a little high on that premium.
A little bit.
You can tell by the RSI of the actual stock. If the RSI is too hot, typically you don't want to buy to that contract. I wouldn't, because it's a good indicator that the stock is going to be going down, which means that the option is going to go down. I'm trying to think what else.
And sometimes just a stock itself.
Yeah.
Like for some companies, okay, I'm gonna be real honest with you guys because that's just who I am, right? For AMC, Taj is just not paying these premium prices that AMC think they deserve. For everybody who's on the, is going to the moon train and all that stuff, you can pay those prices. No, not having it. Because they're not really worth that, right? That's the train ride. So now if you got in early, when I did, and that's either on the upside or the downside, then it was worth the risk, right? But I'm not paying, I don't even know what the numbers are because I stopped looking when it became laughable. That's just my honest opinion to you. So it depends on the stock. So when you see a premium price like Apple or would you just have church Amazon, right? And it's $9.65. First of all, that's way out the money. But that there's a high probability you're going to do well on this, right? That's not too high for them. That's low for them, right? That's why it was out the money. So you have to remember when you're asking that kind of question, it's going to be relative to the company that you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Who's paying $9.65 for a Ford contract? One.
If you are, you lost your marbles.
No. You can't follow us and do that, is what we're telling you. So that's what we're kind of saying. I hope that answers it kind of, Ishel. You know what I mean? The question is relative to whatever company you pick. Like this could be a premium contract for Tesla, for Google. That could be out the money and everything, but you'll make a great return, right? So it just depends. And then also, it's too high if you can't afford it. And that's not me being funny. That's me being serious, right? We don't want you because, oh, I know that Amazon may give me this return to go ahead and put your mortgage money up. Or, you know what I'm saying? It still needs to be whatever your budget investment money is, right? Or if you're just using profits for something, that's great. Like I know a lot of you. I'm going to say it again. I know a lot of you made some good money off of Dogecoin. So if you want to take those profits and play them over here at Amazon to make some more money, great. We just don't want you to take money that's allocated for something else to take the chance on Amazon, right? That's what we're saying. So if you really can't afford it, don't do it. Wait, because like you look, Trish tell you better than anybody, the little small wins add up. You can get Amazon because she took her profits look, month after month. I don't know how long it finally took you, Trish, to finally own a share of Amazon, right? But you did it. And it was through budgeted investment. So we don't tell you guys to do anything that we don't do.
Yeah. Yes. I'm so proud of look, that just made me real happy. I'm proud of my Amazon stock. I only got one.
Yes.
But it's mine. I'm going for Google next. I'm going for Google next.
All right,
and I'm gonna do the same.
Soon as I was about to say, soon as they get a layaway, I'm coming. But now I'm just playing. But they do. See, they do because they got fractional shares. They got those fractional shares. Oh, you know what? Real quick, Trish, that's gonna be the last thing we end with. Show them how you can do a fractional share. That's the last one we're gonna end with. Oh, Michelle, anytime, girl. You know, we appreciate you. We appreciate all of you guys. We hope that you did learn some stuff tonight, because these are questions that we get from you all. We hope we answered a good bit of them. But you know, we do these on the regular every other Thursday night. I know today's Friday, guys. I do know that. We just happened to be tied up in other meetings yesterday. So we just, said, know what, we gotta still get out because this is the week. So every other Thursday is our night.
All right. So just really quick, how to do fractional shares. Since Google's gonna be my next one, we just gonna open up Google. Okay. So
go ahead, girl.
Trade, buy. And this is how you do it. So you can either do it in dollar amounts or you can buy in shares. I'm not about to buy. I'm not about to buy. I'm gonna go back to buy in dollars, and then you can just enter however much you want to put in there. So if I wanted to do $254.82, I would have $254.82 worth of Google.
That's right. They even got cents, people. They got cents.
Right.
So when you ask us how much can you start your account with, I don't want to hear it no more, because they got cents over here with fractional shares.
Right. And look, you know how much you could put in here? $1. You can buy $1 worth of Google.
Yep. And you guys know, if you're in BISG, Jason talks about this all the time, right? He talks about starting your investment journey with $100, and you go buy $1 of everything you want. And then you can keep repeating that. So don't think that you don't have enough money or you can't start. Yes, you can. You can buy fractional shares. But we always, well, I won't say we always, but we highly recommend and suggest option trading, because you can start with very little investments and get a substantial gain, and then go buy things in a full share, or at least half the amount. I mean, not when we're talking about Amazon or Google, right? Those are premium stocks, but there are other ones that are doing just as well that you can get, but you build up to those things, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
So that's it. Anybody have anything else? We don't want to hold y'all. We know it's Friday. I don't know how y'all Friday nights go, but I'm tired. Look, I had a kindergarten night with my son last night. I just finished registering them for school. So Ty's just tired. I don't have a paper due tonight or anything. So guess what Ty's about to do? Go lay on the couch with those kids. So that's my Friday night. We about to find some kind of movie.
That sounds like a good Friday night to me.
Some kind of movie on this Fire Stick, Amazon, whatever they got going on. And that's what we about to do.
Oh my God.
What are you about to do tonight, friend? Do you have paper due or anything?
Look, I always got something to do. Am I going to do it is the question.
You are so right. I'm so glad let's be real with the people. It's always something to do. Whether we're going to be proactive, it's a whole nother story, right? So I'm just going to raise my hand. I'm not. This was the being proactive, right? This is it. We came out here strong to be ready for you guys, answer your questions, but no homework is getting done tonight. I don't have anything to do. That means I have a free moment.
That's it.
Okay. That's it. All right, friends. Well, we appreciate you guys. We're going to go ahead and say good night. Have an awesome weekend. Be safe. Take care. Tune in, please. Like, share, comment on the videos, and bring your friends, guys. We want this to get out to everybody. This money is literally for everybody, and I don't care how much you make, what you think. Let's go. Build your knowledge, build your network, and continue to share. we are growing. Yeah, that's all I got, Trish.
All right. Yep, that's it. Because
Good
you said
night,
everything.
people. Oh, and if you're in the class tomorrow, we will see you at 6. Okay, we'll see you at 6 p.m. An email is going out to you to let you know, remind you, and give you the Zoom link for class starting tomorrow. Okay, so have a good night, everyone. Take care.